if you are running away from a country which is recognized by United Nations High Commissioner for Refugee as a country that is in trouble, which can generate refugees, if you enter the first safe country, in other words, the first country where the issues that made you run for your country are not there, like as you know, the convention speaks about war, it speaks about natural disasters, it speaks about prosecution on the basis of your political activities, your religious practices, your traditional beliefs, and even your gender, your sex, as in LGBTQW. There are countries which prosecute those. Now the question is, if you run into a country which does not have those, why do we pass? If I may ask it directly, because it was asked in Parliament, why do people pass so many safe countries to specifically come to South Africa? Why can't it be a policy that once you pass through a safe country, that's where you must apply for asylum? Members of the media will remember, because some of you also asked the questions on our behalf, of the Afghan citizens who came via base bridge, and the matter even went to court. They first went to Pakistan, they left and went to Qatar, they left and went to Zimbabwe, then they left and went to Zambia, but it's only in South Africa where they are applying for asylum. And the question is, all the other countries that they went through, Pakistan, Qatar, Zambia, Zimbabwe, do not have all these things which they may have run away from the Taliban. Why specifically South Africa? And countries are asking these questions because it burdens one country when there are so many which can share the burden. So we are proposing the white paper that this principle of first safe country must be looked at seriously and be applied, or at least us in South Africa, we want to legislate on it. This policy framework will discourage asylum seekers who deliberately fail to apply for asylum in the first safe country, as I've already said. Exemptions and economic migrants. Given the challenges of economic migrants, the exemption should be retained, and the minister must exercise such powers in exceptional cases. Agri South Africa, in its comments on the white paper, agrees with the policy options, but proposes that the special exemptions should be granted in the agricultural sector, which has for years also relied on unskilled foreign labor. The Department of Home Affairs is ready and willing to enter into public-private partnerships with such organizations as Agri South Africa to tackle the issue of economic migrants by agreeing on quotas as proposed in the labor migration policy submitted by the Department of Labor and Employment to the Department of Home Affairs and to NETLEC. The provision for special exemptions will cater for economic migrants and reduce the number of economic migrants who come posing as asylum seekers and refugees. Furthermore, it will address the burning issue of employers resorting to hiring illegal migrants. I want to come to the contagious issue of informal shops, what are colloquially referred to as Spaza-Shops. The Spaza-Shops owned by foreign nationals require effective regulation. In a workshop held in October 2023 and attended by the House of Traditional Leaders, District and Metro Mayors, South African Local Government Association, SALGA, and relevant government departments, in this case it was housing, small business, COGTA, and Department of Trade, Industry and Competition. They all attended this workshop at the ministerial level. except trade and industry and competition, which sent the Director General, which we believe is senior enough. Firm resolutions were adopted in this workshop to conduct an audit of all Spaza-shops in the country by municipalities. This is with a view to have all Spaza-shops registered and establish the immigration status of the owners. Furthermore, municipalities will have to introduce bylaws to regulate the location and other requirements such as health and safety. Ladies and gentlemen, you have heard about many stories of children eating food from Spaza-shops, either dying or getting sick, and people not being able to understand what's happening, and it results in some people wishing to chase away foreign nationals. We believe this thing must be regulated. So when we say municipalities must introduce bylaws, we're just talking. The Minister of COGTA has already developed draft bylaws as agreed in the workshop in October. I have seen the copy of those bylaws. We have sat together as a department and made inputs to the bylaws because we want them to be in line with the present Immigration Act. Traditional leaders will play an important role in respect of informal shops located in their communal land because they are also complained a lot and they attended that workshop. So we're not going to have a Spaza-shop that is hanging, if I may explain this area again. We want them audited. We want the owners to come forward and the Spaza-shop be registered. And when you register, we want documentation. If you don't have documentation, we'll obviously have the Spaza-shop closed. That is the proposal we made to the minister, to put in that series of bylaws. If, on the other hand, you have got the right to be in South Africa, all that is left is for you to register. And after registration, you will have to register with South African Revenue Services and start paying tax on that Spaza-shop. If you are in the bracket of tax paying, that will be determined by SARS and not us. Then, as I said, the Department of Health will have to make standards and say, we are giving you this registration and these are the conditions. Some of the conditions which will demand, on which we have made an input, is that you cannot sell food in this Spaza-shop and sleep there and cook there and eat there and wash inside there and hold prayer or Sunday services in there. That will have to be abolished. And that's the proposal that we are making in the white paper. But as I said, we have already made these inputs to the Minister of COGTA, and we are aware that she said after our input, she will send it to other stakeholders like municipalities to put their input before that act that is passed as policy. Actually, the ruling party in 2 different conferences have actually made this proposal. The refugee reception centers where the people are processed, one is in Musina. The second one, which is the biggest, Desmond Tutu Reception Center, is in Marabastad, here in Pretoria. We've got one in Cape Town, one in Gqeberha, and the other in Thekwini. And you are right, you can imagine crossing the whole area from Musina, crossing the whole country, going to the Gqeberha where you apply for asylum. I mean, it doesn't really agua very well. And if they reject you for asylum, you simply refuse to go, and it becomes a legal matter and all that and all that. So we have checked what other countries are doing. The proposal which the ruling party did, but was never implemented, and we want to put it in the white paper, and we believe it will find its way into the act, is that these refugee reception centers must be taken to the border area. You must be processed there on entry. That's our aim, and it's in the white paper. And we are intending to put it in the act that as you enter there, if you are truly an asylum seeker, let you be processed there. And that's why we put all these structures that are highly experienced by people who can understand international law, who can understand the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa, who can understand PAJA, who can understand many other laws which must be integrated when you process asylum seeker applications. At the present moment, you are aware that it's a nightmare. So yes, we are professing that the processing must be at the borders before entry. Thank you very much.